As clean water runs short, one of Africa's fastest growing cities is struggling to balance its population boom and protecting its environment, and the population of 4 million feel the strain. From the top, Nairobi is a city beaming with modern skyscrapers, but underneath, her glorious river has lost its glory. These pictures are just but a snippet of what Nairobi River has turned to over the decades. A city whose meaning in the Maasai language is a place of cool waters, but a reference to Nairobi River, the waters are not cool anymore. The closer you get, a stronger foul smell hits you, from colorless to this.
Ufundo baya sana, tena si ufundo wa kawaida, ni ufundo wa sumu. Sumu, poison kisumu.
Nairobi River, which is part of the larger Athi-Galana-Sabaki River, flows from the heart of Kenya, which is estimated to cover about 40 kilometers. Nairobi River has 3 tributaries feeding its water capacity. These are the Ngong, Mathare, and Bangadi rivers. The once paradise of Nairobi traverses popular slums in the city. From Kibera slums, the largest informal settlement in Africa, it then flows to Kangemi, Deep Sea, Mukuru Kayaba, Mukuru Kwajenga, Sinai, Dandora, Huruma, Kiambu, Kiandutu before eventually joining the Great River Athi. All these informal settlements are characterized by lack of proper sewage management systems and dumping grounds, which make the river a default sewer. The river further snakes through the city center and on the industrial area where it's subjected to massive industrial waste that the Water Resource Authority is currently fighting to control and eventually bring to an end.
I just want to tell Kenyans, it's no longer going to be business as usual. We cannot be talking about climate change, yet in our capital city, Nairobi, the river here is in a mess. We want to urge the community and everybody else, Kenyans at large, that there are benefits to be drawn from cleaning our river. There are benefits that will accrue to everybody. So with all the stakeholders, as the CEO had said, we will partner and we will make sure that this thing is done and it is done once and for all.
Moses Wanjala is a resident of Gatina slums and explains the ordeal of the river.
Mimi mkaaji wa hapa. Tuko na shida hapa ya kuzi maji hapa. Hii maji ni chafu. Kitu ya pili sewage. Hawa wakaaji wote hapa wanachilanga ma sewage. Zinaingia kwa hii mtoni. Hii mtoni ni chafu kabisa. Zingira ni mbaya. Ugonjwa imejaa. Kipindupindu ziko hapa. Watoto wanaara. Wanakuja kujisea kwa hii mtoni ndani. Wakitoka hapa mwili inaanza kupasuka.
What is causing the pollution of such magnitude and who is responsible?
Sijaiona hapa watu watakataka. Watu wakuja wachukue marori hapa watakataka waende umage kule. Hii takataka zote wakaaji wapo wote ndio ndani ya mtoni.
The form indicates nothing but a serious state of affairs, and as the clock ticks, Water Resource Authority is in a rush to rehabilitate the river.
My name is Mohammed Shuria. I'm the CEO Water Resource Authority. This initiative started by WRA, and we are the ones who are spearheading. And we have also have other partners who are working with us downstream. They are also continuing cleaning. So far, we have a total, both us, WRA, and the other partner, we have almost over around 35 kilometers over, and over 10,000 if you add both. Trees were also planted, and it will continue because this is an exercise that we need to involve now the community. People have to work together because they have to own. The landowners must come in and they also work with us very closely, and they have to own this exercise.
A water body that flows from the heart of Kenya and traverses one of the city's informal settlement, Kangemi. As Nairobi River flows into the city, the water is termed safe for drinking, but as it leaves to join River Athi, the transformation is astonishing. Its content changes completely, and this is where it all begins. In the last 20 years, the city has experienced a population boom and according to the census conducted in 2019, the city had a population of 4.3 million, and the unprecedented growth has led to the use of this water body as an open dumping ground. These huge heaps of garbage tell it all. Walking along the river, you notice the careless dumping done by residents from these rental units, and due to lack of toilets, sewer pipes are also directed here. Most informal settlements, which house informal laborers and their families, are not connected to sewer lines and have open trenches where residents pour dirty water that flows into the river. However, improper solid waste management has dismantled the river's ecosystem, hence killing once a vibrant water body. Most of the waste is plastic and won't degrade for decades. The rubbish starves the water of oxygen, killing its riparian life. Seasoned residents in Gatina affirm to us that the river was once a fishing ground and kids enjoyed swimming. Patrick Gishui and his two brothers have lived in Kangemi for decades, and the river's transformation story is quite interesting. The former military man remembers with nostalgia how their childhood was exuberant.
My name is Major Patrick Gishui Gove, and where we are now is my home area. I grew up here in Kagemi, and Kagemi is wider. Where we are is at a place called Kahedo Falls, a part of the Nairobi River. I grew up here, and I have got background of the area from the childhood for many years backwards. You can see I'm also an elderly man now, age is catching up. So I would like to thank you very much for calling me to talk about the Nairobi River from the early ages when it was very, very clean. In fact, when we were young here, we used to drink water from this river here. And if you look at the background, you'll see even here we used to dive. We used to swim here. There was fish, there were green snakes, frogs, and everything. So I grew up here and we used to enjoy here. Even swimming I learned from here. There was another pool which is there, is now full of silt. It was part of our swimming pool when we used to swim here. So I know much about this river, and I saw it when it was very, very clean, when we used to swim here. Unfortunately, all that history I'm giving you of how the river was, clean as it was, over time, things have changed. The river has become extremely dirty, that now the water we used to drink there, if you touch it, it's poisonous. It's very, very poisonous. It is full of chemicals and raw sewage. So when I talk about the river, it is very sad. This river originates from Dagoretti Patuko. It's called Odiro Swamp. From the swamp, this water is extremely clean. In fact, from the source, you can drink it. But as it comes down, the river meanders around, and it gets clogged up and dirty as you move towards this side. Where we are now, dirty as it is, it might look a little bit better. If you are at the museum, the Globe Cinema and other areas, I think that the river is totally dead. It is not flowing. It's full of sewage, it's full of raw sewage and other things. So when I talk about the river, I feel very bad when I look back at the history of it. This river from the source, Odile Swamp, it has got many tributaries which drain into it. One of them is called the Watiti River. There's a place called Mau Mau Bridge in Kagemi. That Watiti River used to be very, very clean. And people from even Mountain View, before it was built, they used to get water from there. Unfortunately, that river now is dead, Watiti River. Then when you come down, there's another one we used to call Kangora here. This one is a big well. It used to give us a lot of clean water. It's also dead. It's draining somewhere there. Then from there, as you move on from Kiada College, there's another one. It's called Mashagusha, which also drains in this river. It's also totally dead. In fact, the river now is lifeless. Nairobi River. We used to have frogs, used to have snakes, used to have all kinds of wild animals. But now there is nothing left. Even water for drinking now, if you look at it, nobody can dare even drink this water. And I'm looking forward for the day when somebody can be able to swim here and even drink water from here.
Growing water demand and water scarcity have turned into a notable challenge in Kenya. Climate change, population growth, urbanization, water pollution, and poor management of water resources have exacerbated the issue of water crisis even further, which affects economical activities, food security, education, and more so health. Travel to Kikuyu Water Reservoir, one of the main water supplies to Nairobi residents. The main aim is to identify and quantify the chemical components and properties of this water and see if it's safe for drinking.
We are currently at Kikuyu Springs, which is a critical recharge area for Nairobi Aquifer and also a part of the source of Nairobi River. Yeah, in this area, we have some of the water being supplied to Nairobi area by Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company. From my point of view, they have told me that they supply around an average of 3,000 cubic meters per day. The ecosystem here is quite okay. It's not quite interfered with by human interferences, anthropogenic activities. You cannot observe any anthropogenic activities, interferences in this area. And so our waters are just okay according to the physical outlook of this water. We are here for monitoring purposes. That is, we ascertain the source of water from the source as we continue monitoring as it exits this area to Nairobi area before it is contaminated by anthropogenic activities, which include agriculture, industrial, and even interference through sewage activities.
After taking a chemical analysis from this sample, the chemical content concentration are much less than what was recorded at Galtina area. Effluents directed by the residents have turned the water toxic for both human and aquatic life.
The reason as to why this river is so dirty like this particular environment, the owners of this particular area, their sewage line has been directed into this particular river, and also being directed in this particular river, it has polluted the river, and also they don't have the dumping site of what the entire tenants normally use. So the dumping site also has become as a place of this particular river.
The Water Resources Authority sees cleaning Nairobi River as nothing less than a mission to reclaim the city's lost prestige. Industries in Nairobi have also contributed to this heavy pollution by directing raw sewage directly into the river without undergoing any treatment process. Some of these include a cloth manufacturing industry, tannery industry, and exporters of animal skin. But the main source of pollution comes from the informal settlements and dispatched into the river.
I think this is a very great initiative. We will be working under one government approach to ensure that we look at the root cause of the pollution of Nairobi River. We need to map out all these effluent discharge points so that we can enforce together. It's a one government approach. We have looked at all the issues that needed to be addressed, and we need to bring citizens on board to complement government effort. And we will adopt an intervention that we call Adopt a River, where communities can adopt a river and undertake initiatives to clean the river.
What needs to be done to restore the river's lost glory? First, the river itself needs to be cleaned. This can be done by aeration or setting up several water treatment dams, as well as monitoring sites along the course of the river. While this is happening, the government must ensure that sewage units are efficient and that policies involving wastewater disposal into the river.
Otherwise, I want to thank everybody who is participating in this great exercise for this nation. And I want to assure you that the Ministry of Water, who is the lead agency, will work with everybody and will make Nairobi River clean, and going forward we'll have a sustainable model, because we are putting up a big sewerage infrastructure for Nairobi, because that is one of the biggest cause of these pollutants. So we believe that if we put up a sewerage of 700,000 cubic meters per day, we'll sort out the people of Nairobi until the year 2050. So that arrangement is on course.
As part of these efforts, the government set up the Water Resources Authority with the regulatory powers of the river.
Yeah, the major mandate of WRA is to regulate the use and management of the water resources in Kenya.
Among others, its mandate is to ensure efficient and sustainable management as well as use of water resources in Kenya. This authority oversees the equitable allocation of water resources while taking into account various human needs, aquatic as well as ecological uses. The authority is also required to establish flood mitigation standards and procedures. And as part of its mandate, the WRA has launched a national cleaning up exercise that targets Nairobi River, a key resource in the city's socio-economic fabric. The whole Nairobi River's cleanup campaign is designed to provide clean water to Thoke Dam, which is a multi-purpose dam designed to increase water storage for rural and urban domestic use, irrigation, livestock and hydropower, with principal focus on the semi-arid counties of Kitui and Makueni, where the dam is domiciled. Through the cleaning up campaign, WRA is also seeking to restore the Nairobi River ecosystem that has been destroyed by population growth, deliberate industrial spillage, among others. The WRA is using an integrated system that involves community-based organizations and government agencies to roll out the cleaning up process. This integrated approach involves county governments of Nairobi, Kiambu, Kajiado, Machakos, and Makueni. WRA has roped in other water resource providers and users association and affiliated CBO, Atisaino, and the youth. The idea is to ensure that all these affected partners work together with the hope that the generated liquids and solid waste are satisfactorily managed to protect the water resource from pollution.
WRA, we work with so many stakeholders. Like now we have RUAS, you have a fund of RUAS, that is Water Resources Users Association, who we work with. They are like our eyes on the ground. When they find such pollution or such dumping, they report to us. And in case they find maybe a sewer bus, they report to us, whereby we are able to contact our colleagues in WSPs, like now Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company, to rectify the problem so that the pollution does not continue. And in fact, we are so happy about the Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company, because when we call them, they rush and they come and rectify the problem. The problem we are having with these manholes is that the residents, it's like, I don't know whether it is ignorance or it is because they have not been so much informed. They dump even to these manholes, such that the manholes are blocked and they spill to the river. So it is good that even the Kenyan residents to assist us in management of these resources and even in management of these sewerized. Because if this river is passing by their residents and it is marrying, how do you benefit from that? So who wouldn't like a clean environment? Who wouldn't like even to fetch water from the river and water his crops? Who wouldn't wish to have this water to even clean the houses, to do the household cleaning? So I'm appealing to all Kenyans that we hold hands, so that we can have our clean river systems. we possess these resources. Let us own these resources, all of us, and not leave it to the government or to WRA or to WSPs, but just own it. If you own it, then you shall not, nobody will be careless.
It is proposing that companies are held accountable for their waste disposal and that sanitation facilities be set up in informal settlements.
WRA has not been given the mandate to destroy the structures, but this one is taken care of by the multi-agency team, who can decide whether to demolish or the way forward. Like now, we have some construction of some houses, slums upgrading, whereby we are expecting maybe the government to move some of these people to these houses that have been constructed.
So how does this integrated approach work in an industry that is threatening to sink both the flora and fauna around the once mighty Nairobi River? This may be enhanced if stakeholders begin to value the opportunities and importance of Nairobi rivers, explore and invest in circular economy as an alternative livelihood. This includes Nairobi, Mathare, Kirichwa, Ngong, Mbagathi, Riara, Kadhiraini rivers that snake their way through the once green city in the sun together with their respective tributaries. The WRA is further proposing several intervention measures that includes 1. Establishing and operationalizing a sanitation network that includes sewerage and waste treatment plants along the Nairobi rivers, creation of solid waste that is effectively managed from the source, and explore recycling of both liquid and solid waste as applicable in accordance with health and environmental standards. And lastly, to request community members to appreciate the buffer role played by the riparian reserves. This will enhance and restore the Nairobi River ecosystems for the present and future generation.